Hello, guys, it's me again, the me you don't know, but that shouldn't matter for you to enjoy a good show. So, let's get right into it. So, last time, if I remember correctly, Deku and little Koda was stranded in New York. Yes, they survived a plane crash that ended up in the sea, and they were 20 miles away from New York, I said, right? Yeah, okay. So, anyways, before we get to them, we're going to tell you what happened at the airport. Because if you guys don't remember, yeah, there was a guy, the scientist guy or doctor or whatever, that scratched the flight attendant. And Deku had knocked him out after he scratched that flight attendant. And yet the flight attendant had went to report that incident. Security security got called and they put the guy in a body bag because the guy's heart stopped. Yeah, he had no heartbeat and they just assumed he was dead. So, dude's in a body bag about to be taken to the hospital when suddenly the bag starts moving and little stupid security guard decides to open the bag up and he gets bit and yeah, chaos happens. The security guards get bitten and they call the police and whatever, try to get this guy detained as he's just scratching and biting people. And police comes in, they get scratched, trying to handcuff him. Didn't go as planned and they get scratched. And yeah, and then the police and several other people that got scratched go to the hospital. And yeah, so long story short, hospital and airport and also the police department are now zombified. So that's that. As we then cut to Bakugo's perspective. So in this, UA is going to be a college, if you couldn't tell already by me aging up Deku to 18. So Bakugo, also 18. UA, college. Okay, now that's good. I'm going to say that Izuku's plane crash happened during UA's entrance exam. So here's how Bakugo's perspective went. As he's just taking the written test and he goes into President Mike's presentation. Ida does his thing, Bakugo gets mad and threatens to explode him. And they have their little argument, but President Mike breaks it up and continues on explaining. And they continue to argue when they find out they're in the same area. And so he's in the area with Uraraka and the other people. And yeah, they just do the test like normal. but it's after the test that matters. After the zero pointer shows up, Uraraka gets crushed as usual. Bakugo, not giving two flips, doesn't care, continues destroying other robots. And Ida, he's just standing there like, what can he do when he can't really do anything? And then Bakugo just lets out a huge sigh and says like, might as well help her. It's what a hero's supposed to do. And he just blows up the robot basically with a howitzer impact. Yeah, I'm gonna just give him that early, along with the AP shot and all the other stuff during the hero entrance exam. The hero licensing exam. My bad. Um, so he does a howitzer impact and destroys the robot basically. And he just walks up to Uraraka and says like, I saw you using your quirk earlier. Can't you just lift this rock up? And she's like, yeah, but what? Can't you just lift it up? And she's like, yeah, but then lift it up. As she just lifts it up and then vomits all over Bakugo. Yeah. And he's like, seriously? Seriously? As he's creating little sparks in his hand. As she's just continuing to vomit. And yeah, that's how they meet. What a weird first encounter, am I right? So then President Mike says, alright, that's it, test over, time to go home. Wait, what is that? As President Mike is standing on the wall and he's just looking throughout the gates and he just sees a lot of people running to UA. And he's all like, what are they doing? Don't they know they're gonna get crushed? UA's got a security system, you know? And nothing happens. Everyone just runs straight through the door, through the UA gates. And yeah, some of them are scratched, and some of them are actually zombies. And like, a lot of them are being chased, and there's just chaos. As all these civilians are running to UA, trying to seek shelter from the hero school. And all they did was bring zombies there. But President Mike notices that the security system isn't working. That means power must be down or something. So the big doors that the entrance exam was being placed in, they're not opening. All the students in there are stuck in their tiny little cities. Yeah, they're miniature cities. And I'm gonna say that's kind of perfect actually. No zombies can get in there. Unless they can climb the walls or break the walls, but that's highly unlikely. So all the students in the entrance exam are safe for now. And I'm gonna say the recommendation test was on the same day, so they're also there, you know, Momo Todoroki and the wind guy and whoever else was there. And yeah, so Jesus. Bakugo's wondering why the doors aren't opening, and he flies up to the wall, and he just sees what he thinks to be monsters or savages or people who just lost their minds, and he's just screaming out, "What the hell are you guys doing? Get out of here! You're ruining everything!" As no one's paying attention, and just like, I can't do a Bakugo voice. I'm sorry. Um, my voice just doesn't do voices. I just can't. I can tell you who's saying it, but I can't use a different voice. So, like, anyway, Bakugo's upset that the doors aren't opening, and he thinks it's those people's fault when really it's not. The powers just shut down for some unknown reason. And let's take a moment to describe this little city they're in, as it's pretty much furnished from inside to out. Multiple apartment buildings with beds and dressers and clothes and everything. It even has stores with actual food and things in it. Yeah, UA went all out to make this place as realistic as possible. Except it has no running water. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And the power is currently off, so they don't have that either. So, yeah, no water, no electricity. Gotta use Kaminari, folks, but they don't know him yet, so that's not gonna happen for a while. And I'm gonna say he's in a different area from Bakugo, so, like, definitely not happening. So, like, anyway. Um, yeah, and I'm gonna say, like, each apartment building has, like, a suite at the top. So, like, when everything, like, settles down and they, like, just settle there, everyone just lives in their own building, basically, because there's that many apartment buildings in their tiny little city, and everyone just wants to live in a suite. So everyone lives in their own little building. Basically, just own their whole building. Um, and it's all stocked to the brim. They got food and everything. Wonder how long that will last. People will be fighting for rations eventually, but shoot. It's their own fault for not saving up what they got. I could just tell this is gonna get crazy already. Just apartment building versus apartment building. Who will win? Alright, enough of that. So, um, so let's go to the area Kaminari is in, as he powers up a TV to see what's going on. As you see the news, and he's like, "Hey, everybody, come watch this." As they, a lot of the students come running over. I say, Dark Shadow, the Dupla Arms guy, and Jiro are in that area with some extras, as Bakugo calls them. And they're all watching the news as they see zombies. Zombies, zombies, zombies on every news channel. They're covering nothing but zombies. And each news channel is showing a different location. One's showing the hospital, one's showing the airport, one's showing the crashed plane, one's showing the police department, another one's showing a certain area of the city. Like, it's just chaos. And the news is telling everyone to stay indoors, do not go outside, do not let anybody in, and most importantly, do not let these creatures touch you because they don't know how it's being spread. They just see people getting dead and then coming back to life and just like lost their mind, basically. So that's how that all happens. Is then some people let out a sigh of relief that they're safe inside these walls, but for how long? And what about their parents? Because, I mean, they're just 18, they still have parents, guys. They may be adults, but still, they got people they care about, family, you know? And that's that. They're forced to survive in a miniature city at UA. As the school the school building is overrun and most of the students that were in there, like the second years and the third years, they're like being taken over. Like, not many people survive, I'm just gonna say. But I mean, of course Mirio survives. He just goes right through them. But what about Nejire and the food guy? God, I don't remember his name. The one that's always wearing the hood and is super shy. I'd like to think they would all work together to get out of there and try to protect some other students. So like, there's a good chunk that survived, but not a whole lot. So like, yeah, I'ma say they got to the roof and barred the door, and no zombies getting to the roof. That's for sure. So like, yeah. So then we cut to Momo and Todoroki and the Wind Guy and all the other people taking the recommendation test as they just see some creepy people walk coming towards them. And Momo's first instinct is to run because she thinks she's about to be kidnapped again. Let me tell you, she just keeps getting kidnapped. And um, Deku saves her now and again, so like she knows Deku and like really knows Deku. Like, don't want to go into too much detail. That's for another time or some of the meetings they had as he saves her or is just there when she's kidnapped or whatever. um, so like they're good friends, I'm just gonna say. I might even make that the show. Um, but let me know if what you guys want that or not. You know, back to the story. As Momo's first instinct is to run from these guys, because she thinks she's gonna get kidnapped. But it's the complete opposite. They just want to kill her and turn her into one of them. As Todoroki's first instinct is to just freeze them, and he does that. He just straight up freezes them, and they're all frozen. And Todoroki basically saved everyone in the recommendation test. So whoever was taking that recommendation test is alive. I think the Vine girl was there. I don't really know, but yeah. So as Todoroki basically just creates an ice dome around them, and he makes it see-through so they can see through it and just see what's going on. As I don't know how long that ice dome will actually last, and they got no food and water up in that ice dome, so like don't know how that will actually work. They're gonna have to leave at some point and try to get somewhere. Like, their best bet is probably getting up to that roof and then making an ice bridge to one of those walled areas. Well, that could work. But they're not thinking about that right now. They're thinking about what's gonna happen once that ice dome breaks. Can Todoroki just create another ice dome? Will they be safe just doing that? Do they have to kill what's ever trying to kill them? There are a lot of questions going through their minds as they're just wondering what to do. But let's go to our main guy now. Is Deku is in New York with little Koda, and they're just soaking wet, walking through the city. And Deku's like, well, I'm pretty sure the zombies haven't made news in America yet. We could either tell people or we could continue to our destination and just hope it hasn't spread that far yet. But then Koda asks, like, how are we gonna get there? As Deku's like, I'm part of the military. I've got connections everywhere. We could just get a helicopter. But the thing is, cellular service is not working. And Deku's trying to call everyone now. He's trying to call his mom. He's trying to call his dad. He's trying to call HQ or home base, whatever you want to call it. He's trying to call the police. He's trying to call Momo. He's trying to call freaking All Might. He's trying to call Nezu. He's trying to call everyone. But nothing happens. He can't reach them. It's just like all cellular service is down. And he's pretty much thinking they're screwed, and now he's really wondering how are they going to get to California? And better yet, how is everyone doing in Japan? As Deku gets a bright idea and it's like, well, first we should get out of these wet clothes before we get sick or something. As they go to a hotel to shower, as Koda is bathing, Deku completely forgets that they don't have any luggage with them, and he goes shopping for some quick items and gets back right at the time Koda's done showering, and he tosses him a change of clothes. As Deku then showers and does the same, and they pretty much just rest up for the night, and then they make a plan in the morning, which I'm going to save for the next part. I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoy. And tell me what you guys think. Like, am I doing a good job? This is my first what if and whatever. Like, I would love feedback. So, like, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.